1920s to 1940s evening rituals that boosted rest naturally. Evening rest in the interwar years began with the surface beneath the body. Beds sat lower to the floor, frames were solid wood or iron, springs creaked under weight, mattresses resisted the body instead of swallowing it. The firmness kept the spine straight. You felt the bed through muscle and bone. That pressure signaled the body to settle rather than sprawl. Mattresses of the period used horsehair straw or cotton batting. These materials breathed. Air moved through them with each shift. Heat escaped. Moisture dried. The sleeper stayed cool and dry. No foam trapped warmth. No thick padding delayed the sense of rest. You could feel each layer when lying down. Sheets were heavy woven cotton or linen. They felt crisp. The fabric whispered when turned. That sound became part of the nightly rhythm. Tight hospital corners held the sheets flat. Wrinkles were removed by hand before sleep. Smooth fabric reduced irritation. The body stayed still longer. Blankets carried weight. Wool dominated. It pressed down on the chest and legs. The pressure calmed breathing. Wool also regulated temperature. It warmed without suffocating. The scent of lanolin lingered faintly. That smell marked the approach of night. Pillows were modest, filled with feathers or straw. They lifted the head slightly. Neck alignment stayed neutral. No towering stacks forced the chin down. Sleep came without strain. Pillows were fluffed, once, then left alone. Bedrooms were cooler. Fires were banked low or left to die. Windows were cracked open, even in winter. Cold air sharpened the senses, then eased them. Breath slowed. The body conserved heat under blankets. Light faded early. Electric bulbs were dim. Many homes still used lamps. The glow was amber. Shadows softened edges. Eyes adjusted slowly. The brain received a clear signal that activity was ending. Curtains were thick. They blocked street glow and moon glare. Once drawn, the room became a cave. Darkness stayed complete. Sleep deepened without interruption. Evening sounds were minimal. Radios were turned off after the news. No background noise filled the room. Silence carried small sounds, a floorboard pop, a distant train. These steady, predictable noises grounded the mind. Clocks mattered. Mechanical ticks set tempo. The sound was constant. It never changed. That reliability reduced alertness. The mind stopped listening. Clothing changed before bed. Day garments were removed early. Nightwear was loose cotton or flannel. No elastic squeezed the waist. The skin breathed. Changing clothes marked the boundary between labor and rest. Washing followed. Faces and hands were cleaned with cool water. Feet were rinsed. That drop in skin temperature triggered drowsiness. Blood vessels narrowed. Core heat stayed steady. Hair was brushed, not styled. Brushing stimulated the scalp, then calmed it. The repetition slowed thought. Evening meals were finished early. Heavy food was avoided at night. Digestion ended before sleep. The body rested instead of working. After supper movement slowed, no vigorous tasks. Light reading or quiet repair work filled the time. Hands stayed busy. The mind stayed calm. Writing letters was common. Pen scratched paper. The sound was steady. Thoughts emptied onto the page. Worries stayed there. Prayer or reflection often followed. Kneeling or sitting still focused attention. Breathing deepened. Heart rate dropped. Alcohol use was restrained, a small beer or weak spirits earlier in the evening, not before bed. Sleep stayed natural and uninterrupted. Tobacco use ended early, smoke stayed out of bedrooms, air remained clean, lungs rested. Bedrooms held little furniture, a bed, a chair, a dresser. Fewer objects meant fewer distractions. The eye rested. Walls were muted colors, cream gray or pale green. No sharp contrast. Visual calm supported mental calm. Floor coverings were minimal, bare boards or thin rugs. Feet felt cool before bed. That sensation signaled rest approaching. Shoes were removed well before bedtime. The body learned that bare feet meant night. Heating systems clicked and settled. Pipes knocked, then quieted. Those sounds marked closure of the day. Children followed strict schedules. Bedtimes were fixed. Consistency trained the body clock. Adults followed similar patterns. Bedrooms stayed device-free. No screens, no sudden light. Darkness stayed complete. Morning light entered slowly. Curtains were opened by hand. The body woke naturally. Rest felt complete. These rituals worked together. No single habit carried the load. The sequence mattered. Each step prepared the next. The body learned the pattern and responded. Modern viewers can apply this. Lower the bed, firm the mattress. Reduce light and noise. End food and stimulation early. Cool the room. Respect sequence. Start with one change tonight. Build the chain. Let repetition do the work. Rest follows structure. Subscribe to Warfield Prepper Chronicles and share this with someone who values deep rest.